Sudan's army has reportedly suspended its participation in talks over a ceasefire and humanitarian access, raising fears of renewed fighting that has displaced tens of thousands of people. The talks with the rival paramilitary Rapid Support Forces or RSF had begun in the Saudi Arabian port city of Jeddah in early May and had produced a declaration of commitments to protect civilians and two short-term ceasefire deals that have been repeatedly violated. The army and the RSF had agreed to extend a week-long ceasefire deal by 5 days just before it was due to expire late on Monday. Fighting had already been reported yesterday both in Khartoum's metropolitan area and in the western region of Darfur. Both sides have accused each other of breaking the ceasefire by carrying out actions that violate the truce deal. The RSF has accused the army of violating the truce, saying that its militias would exercise the right to defend themselves. The truce was brokered and was being remotely monitored by Saudi Arabia and the United States, which said that it has been violated by both sides. This protracted fight has left the civilians in dire need of aid, food, essential supplies and help. According to UN figures, around 25 million people in Sudan are in need of aid and protection, with entire districts of Khartoum being without running water and receiving only a couple of hours of electricity per week. This has already aggravated the situation for a substantial chunk of the population. The ceasefire that had been agreed upon had called for distributing humanitarian assistance, restoring essential services, and withdrawing forces from hospitals and essential public facilities. The earlier truce brokered by US and Saudi Arabia had not proved to be much effective as the hostilities had kept on increasing. Sudan has a wide range of ethnic, linguistic and tribal differences. Residents in remote parts of the country feel that the elites in Khartoum monopolize the country's limited resources. So, Sudan has suffered 3 domestic wars spanning well over 40 years of the country's 67 years of independence. This fighting between the two generals was also centered around the same area initially, although slowly it began to spread its tentacles. More than 500 people have been killed in and around Khartoum, by far the most developed part of Sudan and home to more than 5 million people. Millions of civilians are caught in the crossfire and are fast running out of basic necessities. The combat could quickly slide into a sustained war that risks rippling through the country's restive peripheries into its neighbors. Clashes had erupted first in Khartoum, spreading rapidly to major towns to the north, south, east and west. Since then, the momentum has swung back and forth, with the two sides issuing conflicting claims to be in control of key institutions. There are countless people who are stuck in their homes in baking 40 degrees Celsius heat without electricity. Even hospitals have run out of supplies and aid agencies have suspended operations. Widespread looting means that food is also growing scarce. This means that if a ceasefire deal is not again agreed upon, people in Sudan will be simply left at the mercy of God.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.